Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
I've heard that before.
I'm like, what is that? Okay, there's your mat. Okay, so standing at the back of the mat, just grounding down. I'm not on my mat at the moment because I'm computerized. Okay, so grounding down, feet pressed down into the floor. Take a nice big inhale up. If you have enough room, you can move the shins. And exhale. One more time, big inhale up. Exhale, roll over to your toes. You can soften the bend in the knees and run the knees out here. Take a little stretch. Forward fold is feeling good for me. And then you're gonna walk out to your plank position. Holding that plank for a moment, drawing the abs up and then wrapping the ribs in. You're gonna bend your elbows halfway, press the floor away from you, and then take it to a downward dog. Lifting the sits bones high, pedal the knees out here. And then take yourself back forward to your plank, draw the abs in, bend your elbows halfway, press the floor away from you, take it to downward dog. Take a breath, take that stretch. One more time, we're gonna take it forward, bend the elbows halfway, but stay up on this one. Draw the abs in, float the right leg up, point the toes, and little pulse of the leg up. Tiny pulse right at the base of the glute, firming up the booty, and lower that leg down, left leg up. Keeping the hips still, and then just little squeezes, waking up the glutes, waking up the abs. Whole body's activated, lower that leg down, take it back to your downward dog, and take a breath. And you can pedal the knees out here. I know I definitely need this. And then taking the right leg up to the sky, bend the knee, open the hip to stretch out the right side body. And breathe. And we'll square the hips, step that foot through to the hands, and then reach the right hand up to the sky and open up here. We'll bring that hand back down, step back into your plank. Holding the plank, draw those abs up and in, and then take it to your downward dog. Take the left leg up to the sky, bend the knee, open the hip, stretching out the left side body. So letting the weight of the leg pull you open. And then on your next breath, you're gonna square the hips, step that foot through, and then take the left hand up to the sky. Open here, bringing out the spine. We'll bring the hand back down, step the leg back out, stay in your plank, holding here. Pull your right hand underneath your face and just rotate into a side plank, taking your left hand up to the sky. And then come back to your front plank. Walk the left hand under your face, rotate, bring it up. And bring it back to center. Holding here. Make your way onto your forearms. Hang out in your forearms for a moment, draw the abs up and in, and then just tiny swivel of your hips to the right, tiny swivel over to the left. So we're not moving the toes, we're just moving the hips. So it's not gonna be a toe crusher. We're just twisting the waistline slightly. Twist and twist, one more each way. And then you can bend the knees, come down, press back to a child's pose. Take a breath there. Waking up the body. And we're gonna come all the way up onto the hands and knees and into your cat stretch. Arching your spine to the sky. And then head up, tail up for your cow. And into your cat. And into your cow. And all the way back to center, drawing abs up and in. So you're sending your sits bones to the back, lengthening the crown of the head forward as you reach your right arm and your left leg forward and away from the body. And bring it back to center, left arm, right leg. So very minimal movement in the body, only reaching the arm and leg. Everything else stays stable. Lengthen and center. Lengthen and center. One more like that each way. Then we'll add on. The next time the right arm is forward, we are going to hang out there. So right arm, left leg, hold. Open the arm and leg away from the body. Drop the fingers and the toes to the floor. Sweep them back to center and then lift. So they open away from the body. They drop to the floor at the diagonal, sweep to center, and then lift. One more like that. Open. Drop down, sweep it to center, lift and hold. Round your spine, the knee and the elbow connect and extend. Rounding your spine for the knee and the elbow to touch and extend. In. One more time. Round, lengthen, hold, float the right foot up off the mat so you're balancing on your knee. And then bring it back to center. I'm a little shaky and then into your cat stretch. Into your cow. Back to neutral, left arm, right leg. Hold. Finding your stability, draw the abs in, square the hips, and then open out to the side, drop the fingers and the toes, sweep it back to center, and lift. Open, down, center, lift. One more time like that. So just challenging stability, lift and hold around the spine, the knee and the elbow connect, and extend, rounding to draw the knee and the elbow in. In. One more time. Extend and hold, floating the left foot up, and bring it all the way back to center, rounding into your cat, and into your cow, and into neutral, roll the toes under, draw the abs in, hover the knees an inch up off the mat. Slide the shoulder blades down, pull the belly in for 5, 4, abs in, 3, 2, last one, knees down, turn the fingertips to face your knees, and then just a little circle, stretch out the forearms and the wrists. And reverse your circle. And bring it back to center. Then just flip, keep the fingertips towards your knees, but flip the back of the hand onto the mat. And then shift your weight back slightly, take a little stretch. I think this is more for me after holding that camera way too long. I need to stretch. And then back to center, palms back down, the original weight, fingertips facing the front. Roll the toes under, eye the elbows forward, float the knees 1 little inch up off the mat, and then micro bend the elbows and straighten. Tiny bend, tiny straighten, tiny bend, press for 3, 2, and last one. Knees down, press back, take a child's pose, take a breath there. Walk the hands over to the right, take a stretch to the left side body. Reaching the left fingertips a little further forward. Let's get that opening happening. Breathing into that left lung. And then walking it back to center. Other side. Keep reaching the right fingertips further forward as you drop your right hip back. So you create more space between the ribs. And walk the hands back to center. Bring yourself all the way up and onto your booty. Grab your band so we can stretch and get started into the abs. Sitting up tall, reaching the band out in front of you. So notice where you're sitting and then press your sit bones down and get long and tall, lengthening your spine up. Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears. Give a little tension to whatever you have, or if you have nothing, imagine you're squeezing in on something. Tuck the pelvis and roll back an inch. Roll back an inch. Attention for one. And roll back, and roll back. And we're gonna go all the way down to the mat. Inhale. Reaching the arms long behind you, firm the back of the thighs down, reach the hands up over your shoulders, float the head, neck, and shoulders up, draw the abs in, lift another inch, and another inch, and another inch, and another inch. And then we're gonna reach, reach, reach. Keep reaching forward, and then you're gonna slowly roll back just to halfway. Holding at the halfway point, draw the abs in, relax the shoulders, and then little press out or press in, whatever you've got, just to find some energy and waking up the muscles in your back body. And hold there, lift out of your pelvic floor, take it back a tiny inch, go up a tiny inch. Tiny back an inch, tiny up an inch. Tiny back, tiny up, tiny back and hold. And go back another inch, and go back another inch, and lower yourself down to the mat, reaching your arms back. Take a stretch. Inhale, exhale, take the hands over your shoulders, roll up to your halfway point. Meeting at the halfway point, relax the shoulder blades down. Do you feel your abs drawing in super tight? Lift out of your pelvic floor, rotating your torso over to the right. So the arms stay right in front of the shoulders. You wrap, you twisted the rib cage and rotate back to center. And other side, twist. And back to center, go back a tiny inch. Relax the shoulders. And then twist over to the right. And back to center. And twist over to left, draw your abs in. And back to center, go back 1 little tiny inch, sliding your tailbone underneath you, pull your abs in the top of your pelvic floor. And again, we rotate to the right. Hold it at the right. And little press out or press in with the arms. So whatever you have, you're gonna squeeze in or squeeze out just to give some extra activation, and then rotate back to center, relax the quads, twist to the other side, and we'll squeeze. And then bring it back to center, and this time we're gonna dive up and over to the toes, take a stretch forward. Hooking it on to your right foot, and we'll roll down, take this stretch here. So you're gonna roll all the way down, taking the right leg up to the sky, and then breathe into the back of the leg. So just go easy on the hamstring to start. Don't yank it back. We want to find the pelvis settling into the mat, reaching your right sits bone forward, shoulders relax, and then maybe some bend and straighten in the knee here. Feels good to be moving my body again, friends. I'm glad we're here. Hold the leg up and then bring it back a little bit further. As you're bringing your leg back, reach your right sits bone forward. Firm the left leg down. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then we'll release that, hooking the band to your toes and pull your toes towards your face for your calf stretch. So you ease up on the hamstring stretch. Toes pull down. And then you can point and flex, loosening up the calf. Holding the toes down. And then back to the center of the foot. Spiral the thigh open and out to the side for your inner thigh stretch. Keep pushing your left hip down, lengthen out of your right inner thigh, pressing out through the heel. Are your shoulders melted down into the mat? So you want to keep the collarbone wide. Take 2 more breaths here. Extend that leg back up to the sky. And then let it come slightly across the body to stretch the side of the hip. Keep pushing your right sits bone away, even if you take your right thumb and press it into the hip crease to push your hip away from you and keep anchoring the back pocket down. And we'll melt into your spinal twist on your next exhale, letting the leg fall across the body, looking in the opposite direction. Extend that leg out to straight. As much as I would love to just hang out right there, let's reach the hands up to the sky, peel yourself up and over to catch onto your left leg, so your left leg can also be as long as your right. Going all the way back down. And breathe into the back of the leg. So going easy on the leg to start, just let it be aware that it's up. Let it melt into that. And then you can start to bend and straighten. And then maybe it comes back a little bit further. Breathe into it. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then we'll bring it to the toes. Pull the toes down, push the heel up for your calf stretch. So letting the leg be wherever you can focus on the calf and not the hamstring still stretching. And point and flex. Holding the toes down, heel up, pull the toes a little bit further towards your shin. And then bringing it back to the center of the foot. And then exhale as you let the leg fall out to the side for your inner thigh stretch. Lengthening out of your heel. So actively stretching it. Keep anchoring that right back pocket down to the mat. Shoulders relax. On your next exhale, let's sweep the leg up to the sky. Anchor the back pocket down as you let the leg come a little bit across the body and stretch to the side of the hip of the leg. Maybe bringing your left thumb into your hip crease to help keep pushing the hip away. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then on your next exhale, you'll melt into your spinal twist. Letting the leg fall across the body, looking in the opposite direction. And extend that leg all the way back out to straight. Shake it out so it's long and loose. Bend the knees, bring the feet to the mat. And just take a couple times to arch and imprint your spine. Loosen everything up. Settle your pelvis so it now can find its way into neutral with getting that little bit of space underneath your low back, allowing your hip bones to be in line with your pubic bone. Lengthening the arms up to the sky. Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears. Inhale on your exhale. Fold forward from the ribcage, lifting the head, neck, and shoulders, reaching your fingertips towards your heels. And as you're here, see that your hip bones are in line with your pubic bone. Come up one little extra inch without letting your pelvis move, and go back a tiny inch. Come up a tiny inch and back a tiny inch. So small movement, but you feel it all just from your upper abs. Your low abs are stabilizing you here. So the pelvis isn't moving at all. For 3, 2, last one, lower all the way back down. Inhale, exhale, lift right back up. This time, reach your right fingertips towards your right heel and back to center, and then left. So can your pelvis stay still as your upper body is just getting the bottom rib to the hip, getting a little bit closer? Reach, reach. You have the line between your chin and your chest. So there's no tension in your jaw. Your head's not hanging back, but your chin's not touching all the way in. You've just got one more each way. Bring it all the way back to center and all the way back down. Release the arms by the sides, bring the right leg into tabletop, draw the abs in, left leg up to meet it. Relax the shoulders, draw the abs in, lift up out of your pelvic floor, and marching right toes to the front edge of the mat and draw the leg back up, and then left. So you're gonna soften the ribs down so you feel the back of the rib cage connecting you to the mat. You have your tiny bit of space underneath your low back and your belly drops towards that space. Your pelvis is staying still. It's like your legs aren't affecting the rest of your body. They just fall open from the pelvis. You're lifting out of your pelvic floor. Your shoulders are relaxed. Let's do 3 more like that, and then we'll pick up the pace. Wow, I miss weekly Pilates because my body feels it after not doing it for almost a month. Last one like that, and then go faster. We're gonna go switch and switch. Can you add that speed without moving your pelvis at all? So we're just adding a different challenge, but everything else is staying still. 3, pull your abs in for 3. 2, can you sink your belly a little bit deeper? Last one, bring it all the way back to center and hug the knees into the chest. Take the knees, stir them in the hip sockets, let go of any tension in the hip flexors. I know you guys have been working out and you've been fine, but my hip flexors are feeling a little crazy and reverse. And bring it back to center, legs to table. Legs stay together this time. Arms are still relaxed on the floor for the moment. Squeeze the thighs together, point the toes, draw the abs in, and dip both legs forward just about halfway to start. And then with your pelvic floor on the left, float the legs back up. Shoulders relaxed. Dip forward halfway. Lengthen the legs, dip down. Maybe you start to go a little bit further. Draw the belly in. Each time, maybe you get a little bit closer to the floor, or stay where it's feeling best and most secure for your abs. You don't want to let this go into your back. 3, and we're going to add on to the last one. 2, with control, drag those legs up. This is your last one. It goes down and it stays. You lift your hands an inch up off the mat. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders if that's available for your neck. Keep the feet together and then just open the knees, close the knees. So we open and close. Pulling the belly in. Lift up out of your pelvic floor. You can see your abs, so see how you can pull the belly away from your gaze for 3 more. Did I say 3 more already? I definitely in my head think I did, but I'm not sure. Last one, hold the legs open, bring the hands together in between the legs, and now little reaches forward. Reach as if you could touch your heels, but your pelvis is staying still. You still have that low back curve for 5. Breathe. 4, 3, 2. Last one, close the legs and hug everything in and relax. Can rock side to side, whatever feels good to let go of any tension. Legs to table, hands to the sky. Floating head, neck, and shoulders up. Press your hands towards your hips. Extend your legs at a high diagonal for the hundreds prep. And bring it back in. Inhale, exhale, lengthen. And back in. 2 more like that. Exhale everything out. On the next one, we stay lifted for the hundreds. Inhale, exhale, lift, lengthen. Hold the legs can stay in parallel. and start to pulse the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. So you can stay in parallel. You can also be in turnout. You could be in tabletop. Where do you feel like it's best for your body today? Inhales, big. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you draw your abs in a little bit deeper? Can you really activate up out of your pelvic floor? Keep reaching the fingertips forward, like you can bring your armpits towards your hips. Draw your belly in a little bit deeper. You got 2 more sets. Inhales, big. Exhale, and hold it there. Drag your legs up to the sky. Hug your knees in and relax. You can let your head rock side to side. And bring everything all the way back to center. Bringing your feet down to the mat. We're going to set up for some bridging. Arms relaxed by your sides. Widen through your collarbone. Make sure the feet are hip width apart. Ground through your big toe mound, through your pinky toe, through your heel. And then energetically, without moving anything, feel as if your heels can reach to your bum. So you find that activation in the back of the leg. Tuck your pelvis and roll your hips into your bridge position, lifting your hips high. Eyes stay to the sky. Collarbone is wide. Wrap the ribs in. Draw the belly in deep, and then sequentially rolling your spine down, vertebra by vertebra, using your abs to help imprint your spine all the way down till you find your way back into neutral. And again, we roll all the way up and sequentially all the way down. Inhaling, one exhale, rolling all the way up, squeeze the glutes, and all the way down. 2 more like that, and then we'll hold it up. Remember, you're holding the ball between your thighs. Hold this one on the lift, and then drop your bum, almost touch the mat, and press up and squeeze. Tap down, press up and squeeze. So the legs are staying parallel to each other. Wrap the ribs in. So careful that your rib cage isn't flaring open. Mine is wanting to, so to be extra aware in there today. Hold this one all the way up, and tiny pulses of your hips up, pulse up. For 5. Hold it up, lift your heels. Tap your butt down, press up and squeeze. Tap down, press up, squeeze. So you're balancing on your tiptoes, and then adjust your feet where you need to. Do you need to walk them closer? Do you need to walk them further? Feeling the back body happening here. Also using your abs still because they're helping to stabilize your pelvis. Hold this one up and tiny pulses, press up. Feels good to activate some glutes today. Holding it up, drop just your right heel, almost to the mat, and lift. Drop your left heel. So you almost touch down and lift, almost touch down. So just the heels, the pelvis is staying still. So how still can you keep everything else as you just do a heel drop? Relaxing through your upper body. Last one, each way like that. And then drop the heels down, walk the feet to the outside edges of the mat. Holding here, and then lift your toes. Dig the heels down and lift your pelvis a little bit higher. Tap your bum down, press up and squeeze. Down, up and squeeze. Lower and lift. Sometimes I forget because we're always doing class that things sometimes you're like, oh, it's not that hard. But then take a few weeks off and you're like, oh my gosh, this actually really is working and burning. Lift, down, up, and squeeze. And then lift and hold it in tiny pulses of your hips to the sky. Press up. Can you lift? For 5. Holding it up, tap the knees to touch and open. The knees tap in and out. Squeeze the thighs together when you get them in. So remember, you pop the bubble wrap with your knees and then open. Keep the hips lifted as your pelvis staying still. 5 more like that because it feels so good. 2. And last one, knees up, out, say out, pelvis stays up. Drop your feet and walk the feet all the way to touch now. Feet are together, open the knees out to the side. Now lower and lift. So the feet are touching and lower and lift. The knees are a little wider than the pelvis. A little more inner thigh action here as well. Is your collarbone staying open and relaxed for 5? And we'll move into single leg in a moment. 2, last one, lift and hold. Bring the knees back together. Friends, I'm sorry, because I'm dying too, but we're gonna extend the right leg out straight now. Push the hips up a little bit higher, bring the right leg up to the sky, and then bring it back down to squeeze the left inner thigh. It's gonna kick up and then bring it straight into squeeze. Lift, back into squeeze, lift. And then lift and hold in small pulses to the sky. Pulse up, up. For 5. And last one, bring that leg down. Oh my gosh, friends. I'm never taking this long off again. Extend that left leg out and then lift and back in and squeeze, lift. They squeeze together, lift. When they touch, they squeeze together. 2, last one, hold it up, pulse up, up, up. Collarbone wide for 5. And then we'll bring that foot back down, squeeze the thighs together and pulse up for 10, press up. And we'll be coming into the abdominal series right after this for 4, 3, 2, last one, sequentially rolling your spine all the way down into the mat. Give your knees a little hug here. You can rock into the low back. Let's cross the left ankle over the right knee and thread your hands behind the right thigh. Take a little stretch into that glute. Pressing the left elbow into the left thigh. So you get a little more stretch there. Dropping your tailbone to the mat. And then switching sides. The right ankle over the left thigh. Bring the right elbow into the right thigh. Pull the leg back. We'll release that, bringing the feet down to the mat. Walk them a little bit away from you. You reach your hands up to the sky. Holding that beach ball in your arms. Inhale, exhale, peel yourself up. All the way up onto the sits bones. Glue the heels, turn the toes apart. Drag your heels towards you, fingertips touch to your ankles. Lift the heels, draw the abs in, rolling like a ball. Roll to your shoulder blades and come up and balance on your sits bones. Roll and come up and balance. Roll, come and balance. This one, stay all the way up, legs to table. Grab behind your thighs to lift up out of your pelvis, roll your shoulder blades down. Kick the legs to the sky, tap them to the mat. Try to move from your low abs, and then maybe move without the hands on your thighs. Or maybe you keep it there. Where are you at today? This time, let's keep the legs up to the sky. Turn the toes out. They're just gonna go cross, cross, cross. Why? I don't know. Because I'm talking. Stan, you feel like why? Why would you do this? Bring it back to center. Bring your legs to table. And then sequentially rolling your spine down into the mat to find yourself back into neutral and extend your left leg long, draw the abs in, single leg stretch. And we go switch and switch. Breathe. Sinking the abs in. If it's ever hurting the neck, you just put the head on the mat. Breathe. Maybe you make a little wall that the knee pushes into and you push against. Breathe. Sinking your abs for 3, 2, last one, legs back to center, and then roll yourself up on your sits bones. Maybe the hands are on your thighs, maybe they're forward. Kick the legs up, tap them to the right, lift, tap to the left. Tap right, tap left. Just one more each way. Tap to the side, bring it back to center, rolling yourself all the way down to the mat. Bring your legs to table, reach the arms and legs away from the body, squeeze the thighs together. As you spin, circle, bring it back to center, double leg stretch. Inhale, the arms and legs lengthen. Exhale, circle, bring it to center. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, find length. Exhale, circle, bring it in. 3 more. Breathe. 2, we'll have a rest after the last one. Last one, lengthen, circle back in and relax everything down and draw circles on the ceiling with your nose. Reverse that circle. And legs to table, coming into single straight leg stretch, hands to the sky, Float the head, neck, and shoulders up. Extend the legs to the sky, staying in neutral as you lower your left leg, grab gently behind the right thigh. Give a little double pull of the legs, scissor the legs, pull, pull. So exhale on the switch, little inhale on the, when the leg is up. As the legs brush past each other, make sure the pelvis is staying so still. Maybe you reach up towards your ankle. Maybe you reach your hands forward, or maybe you reach your hands back. Where do you feel like it's best for you today? Inhale and exhale. 2 more, and then we add our challenge. Last one each way. We'll meet back with the right leg up. Walk your hands up the back of the thigh to roll all the way up. And then walk yourself all the way down. Inhale, exhale, walking all the way up. And all the way down. Maybe you use your hands, maybe you don't use your hands. Come all the way up. Whoa. Bring your left hand to the outside of the right ankle and then sweep the right fingertips back. Look at your fingertips and then bring it back to touch. Maybe the left leg rests on the floor. Maybe it stays floating. Last one, bringing it back to center, switch legs. Friends, I'm dying. Walk the hands all the way down the leg and then walk all the way back up, climbing the tree. All the way up and all the way down. We have one more, I think. I did that right, all the way up. Bringing the right hand to the outside of the left leg and then sweeping the fingertips back and bring it back to center. Rotate, twist, look at your fingertips, just the rib cage. Twist, bring it back to center, both legs up. That's your rest moment right there. Legs as wide as the pelvis, not too wide, just as wide as the pelvis. Roll to your shoulder blades and come back up and balance on your sits bones. 2 more like that. All the way up. 1 more time. All the way up and hold. Legs back together. Reach the hands forward. Roll yourself down to the mat and then hug your knees all the way and take a moment there to regroup before we head into double straight leg lower. Maybe let's circle the hip flexors again one more time because I know my one hip flexor is taking all the way over, reverse. So maybe yours is just fine, hopefully. And then bringing it back to center, legs and table, hands behind the head, elbows wide to the side, keeping the collarbone open here. Tiny tuck in the chin, pelvis in neutral as you lift the head, neck, and shoulders and extend the legs to the sky. They stay up, or you can have them a table. Parallel or turn out, and then lower your legs out to your point of control and drag the legs back up. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to drag. Inhaling on that lower exhale. We've got 4 more here. Really pull from your low belly, like you're lifting 100 pounds up from those low abs, from your pelvic floor. Lift from your upper abs, your shoulders up, 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 up. On the next one, let's hold it on the out, hold it out, and just a little heel tap, little tap, tap. With the legs turned out on the tap. Sorry, I didn't say that. My foot's cramping for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Drag the legs up, hug it all the way and relax. And breathe for a second, and we'll come into crisscross. Legs to table, hands behind the head, elbows wide to the sides. Draw the belly in as you float the head, neck, and shoulders up. Staying in neutral. Extend the left leg long and twist to bring the left shoulder in the direction of the right knee and rotate back to center. And then twist and center. Elbows stay wide to the sides. Breathe. Twist and twist. Can you really secure the pelvis as you pull the bottom rib up and over to the other side? Breathe. Exhale, you got 2 more each way, bringing out those obliques. Last one each way. And everything back to center and hug it all the way in and relax. Take a long stretch here. And breathe. Shake everything out, wiggle it out, let everything go. And then let's make the right side a little longer than the left. If you want, you can grab on to your right wrist and give yourself a little extra pull and lengthen there. And then other side. And back to center. Firm the back of the thighs down. We're going to do 5 roll-ups. Hands to the sky like the beach ball is right in front of your chest. Keeping the hands over your shoulders. Draw the belly in, float head, neck, and shoulders up. And then peel yourself. Reach, Reach, draw the abs in, diving it forward and scoop and roll back. Inhaling at the bottom, exhale, peeling your spine. Feel every vertebra reaching forward, up and over your lap, and then scoop to roll it down. Try not to miss any space of the spine. See if you can make an imprint of your spine as you go all the way back down. Relax the shoulders. Exhale. We're gonna do one more. And then on the next one, we'll stay at the top. Inhale, exhale, pulling all the way up to the top. And this time dive over the toes and take a little stretch forward. Let's bring the hands behind your hips. Fingertips face forward. Bend the knees any amount that feels like it's right for you. So the further away your feet, the more challenging it's gonna become. Widen the collarbone to start. Fingertips face your pelvis. Good. And then lift the hips, tuck your pelvis slightly, shift your weight back, and then bend your elbows halfway and straighten. Bend, press up. Bend and press. Maybe you want to try walking your feet away. See where it's feeling great for you. 5 more. Just getting into the back of the arms. 3. And last one, lift and hold. Widen the collarbone, come down halfway, hold it here, hold, pull your elbows slightly together and micro. Little press, 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 press for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, press up, and then lower the hips down, and then take a little stretch across. And other side. And we'll grab our weights, or no weights if you want, whatever you have. And then let's come into our arms section. Widen the collarbone, friends. I love how I record this and put it on YouTube, and I look all the way wild. I don't know what's happening here. And it's super sweaty. Sitting up tall, roll the shoulder blades down, press the arms forward, and then just drag the weights in. So first we're just sitting up tall. How much can you get up out of your pelvis? Now, as we press the weights forward, roll back, and then sit, pull the elbows in. Go back, and then pull the elbows to the sides. Hold back on this one, hold. Bend your elbows for bicep curls. So create the resistance for yourself. So even if, are those wine bottles, Eileen? I love it, see? Anything you can get. And then hold the arms forward, turn the palms towards each other, bend the right elbow, bend the left elbow. Zip your abs in, lift up out of your pelvic floor. Breathe. One more each way. Both arms out, turn the palms down, and a little tap of the weights together. Careful with tapping the wine bottles. We don't want a situation. Pull the abs in and then just go cross, cross. Last one here, bring it back to center, sit up tall, dive your arms backwards as your body goes slightly forward. So shifting your weight forward, maybe a little bend of the knee, palms face each other, and a little tap in. Can you widen your collarbone and lengthen out of your neck? Just press in. Holding them in and then press up. Shifting your weight forward. And then flip the palms to the sky, lift them up higher, and then tap in. Collarbone opening for 5. Last one, send the arms back forward, roll back halfway, rounding your spine, hinge the arms open and hug around a big balloon. Hinge the arms open and hug around. So the wrists are a little bit lower than the elbow. 3 more. And last one, bring it all the way back to center, sitting up tall. Place your waist to the side. Take the arm up and over for a stretch. And then other side. And release that. Let's come to lay on your left side. So laying all the way down. You can prop your head up on your hand or lay out on your arm, whatever suits you today. Stack the hips, push the top hip away. Legs are a little to the front of the mat. So you're in that micro banana shape. Lift the top leg in line with the hip. Feel as if someone just pulled your leg longer out of your pelvis, and then sweep the leg forward, point and sweep it back. Flex to bring it forward, point, sweep back. Can you wrap your ribs into your body? I don't know that I can today, but I know you guys can. And sweep, squeeze the glute on the back. Draw the belly in. Flex to bring it forward, point and sweep. This one, sweep back and hold. Firm the booty and little pulses on the back. Pulse. It's right at the base of the bum where it's meeting the hamstring. Feel that tightening up. And then bringing back to center. Spiral the thigh open as you lift the leg to the sky. Flex to drag and pull it down. Lift, flex and pull. Lift, flex and pull. Lift and hold, spiral the thigh open, and we draw our circles to the ceiling. And reverse that. Holding it there, now flex the foot, let the leg come forward, and then sweep it up to the sky. It comes forward, and then you use that outside of your booty to lift the leg back up. You're still drawing your abs in. Hold this one forward, right in line with the hip, micro bend the knee, and then kick the heel forward. Tiny bend straight in, little bend press. For 3, 2, last one. Let that leg just come to the floor now. Let it relax. Bottom leg is straight, so maybe it has to move back a little bit. Point the toes and then lift and lower, and lift and lower. So really the top leg is just out of the way. It doesn't matter where it is, if you want it to the front or to the back. It's can your focus be on your left inner thigh or the bottom leg, depending on what side you started on. Lift and hold, flex the foot, tiny pulses up, up. And back to the point with the pulse up. Draw the abs in, and then turn it into circles, stirring it around and around. Accentuate the up. We're feeling great. Everyone's still with me here. And then reverse. And we'll lower that leg all the way to the floor. Bend both knees to 45 degrees, angle the ankles up, open and close the top knee for your clamshell. Get that outside of the booty, lift. Now, can you keep pushing your top hip away from you? And then hold that up, pulse up. And last one, you're gonna lower that leg down, both legs down, and we're gonna rotate knee to knee, toe to ankle. Knee to knee, toe to ankle. So it's all happening inside of the hip socket. The pelvis is staying still, it happens inside. Keep the knee down, kick the leg up and back in a diagonal. Tap down, press up and squeeze. Down, up, squeeze. And hold this one all the way up and out and pulse up. Squeeze that glute for 5. And last one, bringing it all the way in, lowering down. You can punch that booty out. We're gonna prop the bottom forearm underneath you. Let your legs be long here. You can have one foot in front of the other. The bottom knee can be bent or both feet can be stacked. You're gonna bring the top hand to the hip. Lift your hips up high. Reach your top arm up to the sky. Draw the abs up and in. And then dive your arm underneath your torso, bringing out your side. Twist under, twisting out your middle. 2 more. Last one, we're gonna hold it on the up, lift and hold, lift up out of your bottom forearm, lift the top leg up and hold, point that toe, draw the abs in, and then bring that leg down, come all the way down with your hips and just swivel yourself to the other side. Okay, show away. Let's come all the way down. Propping your head wherever you had it on the first side, legs slightly forward, push the top hip away, draw the abs in, lift the top leg in line with the hip, flex the foot, get a little bit longer out of the hip, and then sweeping the leg forward, point to the back. Flex to bring it forward, and point to the back. Drawing the abs in, you're just retracing that line forward and back. It's not going up or down, it's the same exact line that you just keep drawing over. 2 more. This last one is the one we hold it back. Firm the booty and pulses back. Firming up the tush, little tiny pulse back. For 4. Last one, bring it back to center, spiral the thigh to the sky as you lift the leg up, flex to pull it down. Point and lift, flex and pull. So it's very controlled. You create that resistance for yourself. Hold this one up to the sky, spiral the thigh open and draw circles. So can your pelvis stay still by using those abs to stabilize you? Reverse as you draw that little circle. And then flex the foot, get a little longer out of it, and then drag it forward, stopping in line with your hip, and then sweeping it open. Forward, and sweeping it up. Feels so good. For 3, left. Last one, hold it forward, tiny presses, bend press, micro bend the knees, press. For 5. Last one, lower the leg. So wherever it wants to be, bottom leg is straight, point the toe as we lift and lower. Lift, hold, and down. Hold and down, so you get that pull to the top. Keep pushing your top hip away from you. Hold this one up, flex the foot, tiny pulses up, up. And then point and pulse up. And draw your circles, stirring it around, up and around, up and around. Are your abs still drawing in? They don't get to hang out here. Reverse. And then lower that leg all the way down. The knees are at 45 degrees. Keep pushing the top hip away and then angle the ankles up. Squeeze the heels, open the top knee and close. Open, squeeze. So you get the feel of that glute med activating. So you could just open and close the knee and not think about it, or you can really activate the muscle to make it happen. And we'll hold this one up and tiny pulses up. For 5. Last one, close the knee, lower the leg, ankles down, and we rotate knee to knee and toe to ankle. Knee to knee and toe to ankle. Breathe. And you'll keep the knee down, kick the leg up and back. Tap down, kick up and back. Down, up, squeeze. If you need to, you just grab onto your bum to make that happen, or you hold onto your hip to keep it stable. Whatever you need to do, hold this up and then pulses up. For 5. And last one, bring it all the way in and lower down, punch it out. Propping yourself up on your bottom forearm. Taking your legs, how you did on the first side. Hand to the hip, lift yourself up high, lengthen the arm up to the sky. Dive your arm underneath and lift. So you wring out the waistline and lift. Twist and lift. 2 more. Last one, lift and hold. I'm not sure I can make this start happen on this one. Let's lift the top leg and then bring it down, lower all the way down and roll right onto your belly. So coming right onto your stomach, folding the forearms together, glue the forearms. Shake your pelvis out, let go of any tension that's sitting in the sacrum. And then notice how your hip bones and pubic bone press down into the mat. And then feel your belly button start to draw up into your spine. Ribs are still wrapping towards each other. So even though we're on our stomach, we're staying very active. We float the right leg up and lower, float the left leg up and lower. So starting just single leg lift. Can you keep your pelvis still? So we start with something, a simple movement to tell the pelvis where it's going to stay, to tell the abs what their job is. One more single leg, relax the shoulders. And then if it's available, both legs are going to lift and lower, and lift and lower. Both legs lift and hold, and they circle away from each other. They go out, up and around, out, squeeze. So they're drawing a circle. Draw the abs in, shoulders relax, and reverse. And then just keep the legs long, flex the feet, and a little tap of the heel. They go tap, tap, tap. Legs are long, firm the booty. And then just bend the knees, bring the heels to the sky, and lift up and lower, lift and down. Firm the bum to lift the thighs. Keep pulling your abs up off the mat. Lift and hold, tiny pulses up, press up. For 5. Last one, lengthen the legs out and shake the pelvis out. Let's extend the arms long to the front. Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears. Bring your belly button up into your spine, floating arms and legs up. And then start to swim it out. Little flutter kick. So less about height, more about length. Once your body's long, then you can think about height. Breathe. Pull the abs in for 5. 3, 2, and last one, lower everything down. Gently press yourself to your child's pose and take a breath here. Let the knees be wide, dropping your chest to the floor, bring your forehead to the mat. Lengthening your arms long to the front. And just breathe. Breathe into your low back. Take 2 more breaths here. Last one. Let's start to bring yourself up onto your hands and knees. We're gonna make our way into our plank. Let's just take one cat stretch. And we'll take one cow. And then Neil, you ready?
I am.
Awesome. Okay, so hands or forearms, elbows if you're on your forearms, elbows underneath your shoulders, hands underneath your shoulders if you're on your hands. And let's come up into our strong plank position and Neil's on.
A word now about the bar exam, a 12-hour rite of passage for every lawyer that requires a disciplined 2 months of preparation. But that summer, my brother Craig was getting married, so I hurled myself into the role of bridesmaid, approving dresses and helping plan bachelorette parties. I was far more excited about my brother taking wedding vows than I was about learning what constituted a tort. But late that fall, I called my father to ask to see if the mail had come, and it had. Was there an envelope for me? There was. Was it from the Illinois Bar Association? Why, yes. Would you open it for me? He did. And then I heard some rustling, followed by a long, damning pause. I'd failed the bar exam. Damn, I'd never failed a test in my entire life, but I'd let this one slip by. 3, 2, 1.
Downward dog. Oh, we made it. We can pedal the knees out here. And then pressing the heels back, gently soften the knees. And then begin to slow walk your feet towards your hands. Keeping your feet on the mat, or your hands on the mat as long as it's available. And then once your feet get to your hands, just hang out here. Get a little bounce. Whatever feels good to let go of any extra tension in your body. Rock into your toes and into your heels one more time. And then seeing that the feet are hip width apart, toes facing forward, soften the bend of the knee so you can activate your abs to restack your spine, to roll up to something longer, taller, and stronger than before class. Roll the shoulder blades down as the head is all the way up. And we'll take a nice big inhale up. And exhale everything out. And nice work, Pilates Hotties. Nice work, Ibra. Whew, friends.